Good morrow to you, and welcome to Hilton Head Christian Academy's production of A Christmas Carol.
In this production, you will meet over 50 characters, played by 15 actors who will soon be sitting behind me.
In order to keep the Christmas spirit alive, we ask you not to use your cell phones or flash photography during the show.
The runtime of this show is approximately 1 hour, so there will be no intermission. However, if you need to leave abruptly during the show, please use the doors to my left.
Before we begin, let's give thanks to our Heavenly Father. Dear Lord, thank you for today. I thank you for the ability to have a full house tonight, despite these past 2 years. I thank you for an amazing cast, an amazing crew, and an amazing light cast. I pray for all fear and anxiety backstage, and I pray that we all play for an audience of one. I pray that you'll be with us and for us. Amen.
Now sit back, relax, and enjoy HHCA's production of A Christmas Carol. Once upon a time, of all the good days in the year, on Christmas Eve, old Scrooge approached his counting house. Ebenezer Scrooge was a squeezing, wrenching, grasping, scraping, clutching, covetous old sinner, a hard-hearted miser, secret and self-contained and solitary as an oyster, a morose and lonely man who consorted with nobody but himself.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay.
Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Ah, be gone, you miserable little beggar! Take your infernal Christmas carols and get away from my door!
Sorry, sir. Merry Christmas, though, sir.
On this particular evening, the officers of Scrooge and Marley
Were shrouded in cold, bleak, biting weather. But external heat and cold had little influence on Scrooge. No warmth could warm, no winter weather could chill him. No wind that blew was bitterer than he.
Merry Christmas, Uncle.
And you, nephew, what right have you to be merry? You're poor enough. Christmas, bah humbug.
Christmas a humbug, Uncle? A fraud? You don't mean that, I'm sure. What right have you to be dismal about Christmas? You're rich enough. Don't be cross, Uncle.
What else can I be, Fred, when I live in such a world of fools as this? Merry Christmas. If I could work my will, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips would be boiled in his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart. You keep Christmas in your way, nephew, and let me keep it in mine.
Keep it? But you don't keep it, Uncle.
Well, let me leave it alone, then. Much good may it do you. Much good it ever has done you.
But Christmas time is a good time, Uncle. A kind, forgiving, charitable, pleasant time, when men and women can open their shut-up hearts freely. It's a time to think of others as if they really were fellow passengers to the grave, and not another race of creatures bound on other journeys. And therefore, Uncle, though it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe it has done me good, and will do me good. And I say, God bless it!
God bless Christmas!
You there, Bob Cratchit, let me hear that sound out of you, and you'll keep your Christmas by joining the unemployment line.
Yes, sir.
Don't be angry, Uncle. Come, dine with us tomorrow for Christmas dinner. Kate would love to meet you.
Kate? Oh, yes, sure. Why? Why ever did you get married?
Because I fell in love, Uncle.
Because you fell in love. With a woman as penniless as yourself, Fred. Oh, good afternoon.
But you never came to visit before my marriage. I want nothing from you. I ask nothing of you.
Very well. Good afternoon.
Oh, I'll keep my Christmas humor to the last. So a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas to you, Mr. Fred.
And to you and your family, Bob. How is your wife and your children? Especially your youngest, the little lame boy?
Yes, sir. Tim, sir. Tiny Tim. He's getting better. Thank you for asking. Happy Christmas.
My clerk with 15 shillings a week and a wife and family talking about a Merry Christmas. I'll retire to Bedlam.
Good day, sir. My name is Poole. This is my associate Lamb. Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge and Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley, my partner, has been dead these 7 years. In fact, he died 7 years ago this very night. I am Ebenezer Scrooge.
Oh, well, at this festive season, Mr. Scrooge, we seek charity for the poor and destitute.
You see, thousands are in want of common necessaries, sir. Hundreds of thousands are in want of common comforts.
Are there no prisons?
Plenty of prisons.
And the union workhouses, are they still in operation?
They are. I wish I could say they were not.
The treadmill and the poor law are in full vigor then?
Both very busy, sir.
Oh, wonderful. I thought something had stopped them in their useful course. I'm very glad to hear it.
Well, they scarcely furnish Christian cheer, Mr. Scrooge. A few of us wish to buy the poor some meat and drink, in means of warmth. We do so now, because it is a time when want is keenly felt, and abundance rejoices. So, what shall I put down for you?
Nothing.
Ah, I see. You wish to stay anonymous.
I wish to be left alone. I don't make merry myself at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry. I help to support the prisons and the workhouses. They cost enough. Let those who are badly off go there.
But many can't go there.
Yes, many would rather die.
If they'd rather die, they'd better do it, and decrease the surplus population.
I see. So the firm of Scrooge and Marley declines.
It's enough for a man to understand his own business, and not that of other people's. Mine occupies me constantly. Good evening, then.
Very well. You have made your views quite clear. Good evening to you, sir.
Come along, Cratchit.
Mr. Scrooge. It's getting quite late, sir, and it is Christmas Eve.
So? Oh, I suppose you'll want all day tomorrow, then?
If quite convenient, sir.
It's not convenient, and it's not fair. If I were to dock you half a crown for it, you'd find yourself ill-used, but you don't find me ill-used when I pay a day's wages for no work.
'Tis only but once a year, sir.
A poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. But I suppose if you must have the whole day, then be here all the earlier the next morning, Mr. Cratchit.
I will, sir. Thank you. And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas indeed.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child. So tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace.
Scrooge took his melancholy dinner at his usual melancholy tavern and walked home through the rolling fog and bitter cold. He passed the urchins who sat around fires in the street, trying to keep warm. Scrooge trudged along through the dark streets, but just as he arrived at the door of his dismal house, he thought he heard something calling.
Scrooge! Ebenezer Scrooge!
It was the voice of his long-dead partner, Jacob Marley, whose ghostly face appeared on the door knocker.
Scrooge hurried inside, closed the door, and locked himself in. He double-locked himself in.
He checked the sitting room, the bedroom, the lumber room, all as they should be. Nobody under the table, nobody under the sofa, nobody under the bed, and nobody in the closet.
Secure against surprise, Scrooge put on his dressing gown and nightcap and sat down before the fire to take his nightly gruel. When suddenly,
What? What is it? Every bell in the house must be ringing. What in the world? Nonsense. Humbug, it's all humbug. I won't believe it. Somebody's in the cellar. But the doors are locked. Double locked. Nonsense. Who is it?
Ebenezer Scrooge!
Who are you?
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley. You don't believe in me, Scrooge. Why do you doubt your senses?
A disorder of the stomach makes them cheat. You're not a ghost, you're a bit of bad beef, a blot of mustard, a fragment of an underdone potato. There's more of gravy than of grave about you, whatever you are. I believe you! Oh, I believe you, I must! Oh, dreadful apparition! Why do spirits walk the earth? Why come to me?
It is required of every man that the spirit within him should walk abroad among his fellow men. And if that spirit goes not forth in life, it is condemned to do so after death, doomed to wander the world and witness what it did not share, but might have shared, and turned to happiness.
You're fettered, Jacob. Tell me why.
I wear the chain that I forged in life. I made it link by link, yard by yard. I am chained by cash boxes, keys, padlocks, ledgers. Witness the weight and length of heavy chain you bear yourself, Scrooge. It is a ponderous chain.
I see no chain.
You shall, on the day of your death. Mark me. In life, my spirit never roved beyond the narrow limits of our money-changing home. And now I am doomed to wander without rest or peace. No regrets can make amends for one's life opportunity misused.
But you were always a good man, of business.
Business? Mankind was my business. The common welfare was my business. Charity, mercy, benevolence, and forbearance were all my business. Oh, and it's at this time of the rolling year that I suffer the most.
I'm sorry, Jacob. How can I help?
For me, it is too late. But I have come to warn you of a hope and chance of escaping my fate. You will be haunted by 3 spirits. Expect the first tomorrow at the last stroke of 1, the second the next night upon the same hour, and the third upon the next at the last stroke of 12. Without their visits, you cannot hope to shun the path that I tread. Ebenezer, look out this window. You see that woman and her infant huddled on the doorstep below? Look so that you may see for your own sake.
Ghosts! Hundreds chained just like yourself. They surround the woman, but they're not haunting her, they're pleading. Why do these ghosts wail, Jacob? Why do they lament?
They seek to aid her. They seek to do good in human matters, but they have lost their powers forever. Beware this cruel fate, Ebenezer.
Beware! 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 Scrooge awoke. He was lying in his bed, still in his robe. Was Marley's visit a dream or not? Well, he decided it was a dream and nothing more, when suddenly
The curtains of his bed were drawn aside, and Scrooge found himself face to face with the unearthly visitor that drew them. It was a strange figure, like a child, but not so much like a child as like an old man.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
Your past. I come for your welfare. Rise and walk with me.
Out the window? But, spirit, I'm mortal. I'm liable to fall.
Bear but a touch of my hand on your heart, and you shall be upheld in more than this.
as the words were spoken, they passed through the wall.
They stood upon an open country road, with fields upon either hand. A little market town appeared in the distance, with its church, its bridge, and its winding river. It was a clear, cold winter day, the snow still upon the ground.
Do you recognize this place, Scrooge?
Good heavens! I was bred in this place. Look, on the Norfolk coach heading home for the Christmas holiday. My old schoolmates Charles and John. Hello, Johnny, it's me, Ebenezer.
Wait, these are but shadows of things that have been. They have no consciousness of us. Come.
Why, it's my old schoolhouse. But it wasn't a place of learning, more like a prison.
On Christmas Eve, the school is not quite deserted. A lonely child, neglected by his friends, is left there still. A solitary boy, reading beside a feeble fire. Do you know him?
Yes, I know. I am that boy, alone on Christmas. My only friends were my books, Ali Baba, Robin Crusoe. Oh, poor boy. I wish, but it's too late now.
What, is something the matter?
There was a boy on my doorstep the other night singing a Christmas carol. I should like to have given him something, that's all.
Let us see another Christmas. Come.
Why, it's me. Years later, but still away at this dismal school, alone on Christmas.
Ebenezer. Ebenezer!
Why, it's Fan! My beloved sister, Fan!
Dear, dear brother, I have come to take you home. Yes, home forever and ever. Father's so much kinder than he used to be that home's like heaven. We are to be together all Christmas long and have the merriest time in the world. Come with me, let's go.
Your sister was always such a delicate creature, whom a breath might have withered, but she had a large heart. She died a woman, but had, as I think, children.
One child. My nephew, Fred. My, how he does resemble his mother.
Come. To another Christmas. A celebration.
Fezziwig's warehouse. I apprenticed here. Why, look, it's old Fezziwig, alive again. Fezziwig at one of his Christmas parties.
Yo ho there, Ebenezer. No more work tonight? Christmas Eve. Aha. Come and dance. Join in the festivities. Hilly ho.
Do you recognize yourself, Scrooge? A young man with a twinkle in his eye and a future before you. You're quite enjoying yourself.
Oh, it was a marvelous party, with cake and punch and cold roast and mince pies and plenty of beer. Look at old Fezziwig, how he dances. It's glorious.
It was a small matter for old Fezziwig to make these silly folks so full of gratitude.
Small matter? Small indeed.
He has spent only a few pounds of your mortal money, and look, is it so much that he deserves this praise?
It isn't that, Spirit. It isn't that. Fezziwig holds the power to render us happy or unhappy, to make our service light or burdensome, a pleasure or a toil. The happiness he gives, it's as if it cost a fortune.
What? Is something bothering you?
I should like to have a word with my clerk, Bob Cratchit, just now, that's all.
Scrooge, my time with you grows short, so quick, several years later.
Ah, Belle, as beautiful as ever.
A penniless girl who loved you, Scrooge.
And I her. It didn't matter that she held no dowry. We were so happy together.
Until your career with Jacob Marley came between you. As you gained, so you lost. You're older now, a man in the prime of life. Your face has begun to wear the signs of care and avarice. Your eyes are greedy, the eager, restless eyes of a miser.
No, Spirit, not this. Anything but this. Spare me this.
This music box is a beautiful gift, Ebenezer, but I realize I matter little to you. Very little. To protect yourself from a hard and cruel world, you have become hard and cruel in response. I've tried to cheer and comfort you, but another idol has displaced me.
What idol could ever displace you, Belle?
You now worship a golden idol. I've seen your nobler aspirations fall off one by one. Oh, Ebenezer, you've become another man.
I wanted security, success for you, Belle.
I seek tenderness, not riches. Therefore, even though it is Christmas, I release you from our engagement with a full heart for the man you once were. Dear Ebenezer, may you be happy in the life you've once chosen.
No, Belle, don't! Spirit, why show me this? Why do you torture me? I can take no more. Haunt me no longer. No longer!
The whole scene disappeared, and Scrooge found himself once more alone, back upon his bed.
Scrooge drifted off to sleep, only to be woken again by the stroke of one.
He gradually noticed a great blaze of ruddy light. Something was in his room.
Come, Ebenezer Scrooge, come!
Scrooge beheld his own bedchamber transformed. The walls and ceiling were so hung with living green that it seemed a perfect grove. Around a blazing fire lay a feast of meats and fruit, and seething bowls of punch. And there stood a jolly giant, glorious to behold. She bore a glowing torch, and held it up, high up, so that it might shed its light upon Scrooge, as he crawled, peeping from his bed.
Come and know me better, man. I'm the ghost of Christmas present. You've never seen the likes of me before.
Spirit, conduct me where you will. I went forth last night and learnt a lesson that is working now. If you are to teach me, let me profit by it.
Very well. Touch my robe.
And instantly they were transported to the streets of London on a bright Christmas day. The streets were bustling with people finishing their errands and returning from church. The poulterers, grocers, and fruit shops were all busy and all a delight.
Presently, Scrooge and the spirit arrived at Camden Town, to a humble house on a humble street.
Spirit, we are at the home of Bob Cratchit, his wife and 6 children. Why are we here, Spirit?
What has ever got your precious father then? Oh, and your brother, Tiny Tim.
Oh, but there's Martha, Mother.
Sorry I'm late, Mother. We had a deal of work to finish up last night and to clear away this morning.
Well, never you mind, so long as you are come. Sit ye down by the fire, my dear, and have a warm. Lord bless ye.
No, Father's coming. Hide, Martha, hide. Father.
Peter, Belinda, Frederick, Harriet. Why, where's our Martha?
Not coming.
Not coming. Not coming upon Christmas Day.
Here I am, Father. Merry Christmas.
How did little Tim behave at church, Bob?
Good as gold, Mother. And better. Hey, Tim.
They sing ever so nice, Mother. I hope the people saw me in the church, because I'm a cripple, and it might be pleasant for them to remember on Christmas who made lame beggars walk and blind men see.
Bless you, my son. See, Mother, his heart is strong and he will get better. I know it.
Ooh, let's play a game, Father. Let's play the memory game, please.
Yes, and we can sing songs and... Look!
Oh, smell that goose. Look, there was never such a goose. Never.
All right, take your seat at the table. Take your turn now. There's plenty of stuffing, potatoes, and plum pudding for all of you. Martha, dear, would you sit next to Tiny Tim and make sure he eats plenty? He must get strong and well. If anything should happen to him, I don't...
Oh, Mother, don't even think that. I'll make sure that he eats well. Here, Tim.
God bless us.
God bless us.
God bless us.
God bless us, everyone.
Tell me, Spirit. Tell me if Tiny Tim will live.
I see a vacant seat by the chimney, and a crutch without an owner carefully preserved. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
No, Spirit, say he will be spared.
Why? If he be like to die, he had better do it and decrease the surplus population.
You use my own words against me.
Yes, and perhaps in the future you will hold your tongue until you've discovered what the surplus population is and where it is. It may be that in the sight of heaven you are more worthless and less fit to live than millions like this poor man's child.
Here's a punch, steaming hot. There's enough for a toast and one after that.
I'd like to propose a toast to Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast.
The founder of the feast, indeed. I wish I had Mr. Scrooge here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon, and I'd hope he'd have a good appetite for it.
But, my dear, it's Christmas Day.
I'll drink his health for your sake and for the day's, not for his. He'll be very merry and very happy, I have no doubt.
Come, let's eat.
Come, Ebenezer, to a gathering across town.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Stroll the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la.
Oh, jolly good.
I ran into my Uncle Scrooge today, and he said Christmas was a humbug. As I live, and he believed it too.
Oh, more shame for him, Fred.
He's a comical old fellow, and not so pleasant as he might be. However, his offenses carry their own punishments, and I have nothing to say against him.
Oh, I have no patience for him.
Well, I do. I am sorry for him. Who suffers by his ill whims? Himself, always. I mean to give him the same chance every year whether he likes it or...
Oh, enough of this talk. Let's play forfeits. The game of yes and no. Think of something, dear husband, and we have to find out what.
All right. Quick now, ask away.
A vegetable.
No.
An animal.
Yes.
Ooh, a friendly animal.
No.
Then disagreeable.
Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
Ooh, grunts and growls. Talks.
Yes to both sometimes.
Lives in London. A menagerie.
Yes and no.
Walks the streets.
Yes.
A horse.
No.
Well, then it's a bull.
No.
A tiger.
No.
A bear.
Close, but no.
I found it out, Fred.
I know what it is.
You do? What is it?
It's your Uncle Scrooge!
Yes, he has given us plenty of merriment, I'm sure, and it would be ungrateful not to toast to his health. Here, a glass of champagne ready to our hand at the moment. So here, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to the old man, whatever he is. He may not take it from me, but he may have it just the same. To Uncle Scrooge.
To Uncle Scrooge.
Come, Ebenezer, there's much more to see. Men who keep Christmas in their hearts.
Much they saw, and far they went, and many homes they visited, but always with a happy end. The spirits stood beside sick beds, and they were cheerful.
On foreign lands, and they were close at home. By poverty, and it was rich. In almshouse and jail, in hospital, in misery's every refuge. The spirit of Christmas taught us blessing, and took Scrooge as he went.
At last, they returned to the streets of London for the spirit's final lesson.
My life upon this globe is very brief. My time with you, Ebenezer, is almost done. Have you gained from what I have shown you about the good in most men's hearts?
I'm unsure. How can I promise? What if I'm too old to change?
If it is too hard a lesson to learn, then look here upon these.
What? Two hideous, miserable children. Yellow, meager, scowling. Spirit, are they yours?
They are man's children. That boy, he is ignorance, and that girl is want. Beware them both in all of their degree, but most of all, beware that boy. For on his brow I see that written which is doom, unless the writing be erased. Without the spirit of Christmas to comfort them, narrow puritanism and greed would be the things to release these wretched beings upon the world.
But, Spirit, have they no refuge, no resource?
Are there no workhouses? Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses? Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?
The ghost of Christmas present dissolved into the mist, leaving Scrooge alone upon that empty street.
As the last stroke of midnight rang, Scrooge remembered the predictions of old Jacob Marley, and, in lifting his eyes,
he beheld the third spirit, a solemn phantom, draped and hooded, coming like a mist upon the ground, towards him.
I am in the presence of the ghost of Christmas, yet to come. You are to show me things that have not yet happened, but will happen. Spirit, will you not speak to me? Oh, ghost of the future, I fear you more than any specter, though as I know your purpose is to do me good. Lead on. The night is waning fast, and it is precious time. Lead on. Why, it's my accustomed corner, as a royal exchange.
I don't know much about it either way. I only know that he's dead. When did he die?
Last night, I believe. Well, old Scratch has got his own at last, eh?
So I'm told. What has he done with all that money?
Who knows?
It's likely to be a very cheap funeral. For upon my life, I don't know of anybody to go to it.
I don't mind going if lunch is provided.
Spirit, why show me this trivial conversation? They can't be discussing the death of my old partner, Jacob. Is there some hidden meaning? Where is my own shadow? Spirit, I've been conducting a change of life. I hope to see those changes carried out here. Spirit, where are we now? This whole quarter reeks of crime, of filth and misery. Why bring me to this low-browed, beetling hovel, this rag and bottle shop?
Look here, Joe, let the chairwoman be first, let the laundress be second.
Pardon? What have you got to sell? What have you got to sell?
Who's the worse for the loss of a few things like these? Not a dead man, I suppose.
No, indeed. If he wanted to keep him after he was dead, the wicked old screw, why wasn't he more natural in his lifetime?
Mrs. Dilber.
Well, if he had been, he'd have somebody to look after him when he was struck with death, instead of lying there gasping out his last alone, by himself.
'Tis the truest word that was ever spoke, and it's a judgment on him, it is. Aye, what's this? Bed curtains?
Ah, yes. Bed curtains, indeed.
You don't mean to say you took him down, rings and all, with him just lying there?
Why not? Ah, be careful with the blankets now.
His blankets, too?
And this fine shirt. The best he had. They'd have wasted it by dressing him up if it hadn't been for me.
Oh, Spirit, I see. The case of this unhappy man might be that of my own. My life tends that way now. Spirit, what is this place? This dark, empty house? This bare, uncurtained bed? The shrouded body of this plundered, unknown man? He lie here, with no one to say. He was kind to me, and for the memory of one kind word, I will be kind to him. Spirit, you point to the head of this corpse. You wish me to remove the cover. Spirit, this is a fearful place. In leaving it, I shall not leave its lesson. Spirit, I would, but I have not the power, Spirit, I have not the power. Oh no, let me see some tenderness connected with a death, or this dark chamber will forever be present to me. Spirit, once more we are at the home of Bob Cratchit, but it is so different, so quiet. What kind of Christmas is this, Spirit?
And he took a child, and set him in the midst of them, and answered, I say unto you, that none but those who are as humble as little children shall enter into heaven. Whosoever shall receive one such little child, my name receiveth me.
Stop, Belinda. You can stop reading. Oh, my son. My son. Tiny Tim.
Don't cry, Mother. Father will be home soon. Don't let him know that you've been crying.
He's late tonight, Martha. When he had Tim on his shoulder, he would walk very fast. Very fast indeed, for the child was light to carry. And your father loved him so. It was no trouble. No trouble at all.
Here's Father now.
Sorry I'm late, Mother. Would have done you good to see how green a place it is. But you'll see it often. Told us we should walk fair on Sundays.
Oh, Bob.
My child, my little child.
Spirit, something informs me that our parting moment is at hand. Tell me, what man was that whom we saw lying dead? Where are we? Merciful heaven! A dismal, ruinous churchyard. Crumbling, lonely graves. Here? Here then. Here lie that wretched man. He lay underneath the ground. This grave? Spirit, before I draw near to that stone, Tell me, are these the shadows of things that will be, or the shadows of things that may be only? The name on the grave is Ebenezer Scrooge. No, Spirit, why show me this? If I am beyond all hope, am I to become like the other cursed ghosts? Like Jacob Marley, chained, wandering the earth forever? Spirit, I am not the man I once was. I learned to live with Christmas in my heart. I learned to live in the past, the present, and the future, and I will not shut out the lessons they teach. Please, Spirit, I'll change. I'll change, please. Spirit, I pray. Spirit, please, I'll change. I pray, Spirit, please. What? What's this? My bedpost. I'm in my own bed, in my own room, in my own house. Oh, Jacob Marley, heaven in the Christmas time be praised. I don't know what day of the month it is. I don't know how long I've been among the spirits. I don't know anything. Oh, light, fresh air. I am as light as a feather, as happy as an angel, as merry as a schoolboy, as giddy as a drunken man. Ah, the window! You! Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas!
And a Happy New Year, sir.
You there, boy. What day is it?
Today? Well, it's Christmas Day, sir.
Christmas Day. I haven't missed it. The spirits have done it all in one night. Do you know the poulterers on the next street on the corner?
I should hope I did.
Well, do you know if they've sold the prize turkey yet? That was hanging up there.
What? The one as big as me, it's hanging there now.
Is it? Well, go and buy it.
What?
No, I am earnest. Go and buy it and bring it here.
Scrooge sent the boy to buy the prize turkey and deliver it to the Cratchit family as an anonymous gift. Then the new Ebenezer Scrooge got out into the streets of London, dressed best.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven, nature sing. He rules the world with truth and grace, and makes the nations prove the glories of his righteousness, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love. Joy to the world, the Savior reigns. Let men their songs employ, while fields and floods, rocks, hills, and plains repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy.
By this time, people were pouring forth, and
Merry
Scrooge
Christmas.
regarded all with a
Merry
delighted
Christmas.
smile and a
Merry
hearty
Christmas.
holiday greeting.
Merry Christmas.
By mere coincidence, Scrooge came upon the poor charity seekers he dismissed yesterday. But today, he apologized and made a large donation to their worthy cause, with several back payments included.
Scrooge went to church, walked about the streets, and watched people hurrying to and fro. He patted children on the head, questioned beggars, and found that everything could yield him pleasure. He had never known that any walk, that anything could bring him so much joy.
Turning his steps, Scrooge found himself at that of his nephew Fred's house, where Fred was busy at a Christmas party with their many friends.
Uncle Ebenezer? Why, I can't believe you're really here. At my home? On Christmas?
I come to beg your pardon, Fred. The things I said about Christmas. That was a humbug.
Was it? Well, I don't know what to say. Do come in.
Uncle Ebenezer, I never expected this of you.
May I present my wife, Kate?
Oh, Kate, can you forgive an old fool? And God forgive me for the time I've wasted.
Come, Uncle.
Here. I propose a toast. A toast to Uncle Scrooge.
Scrooge rejoined his family and rejoined the family of man.
The following morning, Scrooge was early at the office. If only he could be there before Bob Cratchit. That was the thing he had set his heart upon. And boy, was Bob ever late. The clock struck 9. No Bob. 1:15. Still no Bob. Finally,
Mr. Cratchit, what do you mean by coming in at this hour?
I am very sorry, sir. I'm behind my time. It shall not be repeated. I was making rather merry yesterday, sir.
I will stand for this behavior no longer. And therefore, I am about to raise your salary.
I'm sorry, sir. You said you're going to raise my salary?
Merry Christmas, Bob. Merrier Christmas than I've given you many a year. I'll raise your salary and endeavor to assist your struggling family. We'll discuss your affairs this very afternoon over a Christmas bowl of smoking bishop. Oh, Bob, Merry Christmas.
Scrooge was better than his word. He became as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as the good old city of London ever knew.
and to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he became like a second father. And it was always said that Ebenezer Scrooge knew how to keep Christmas well. May that be said of us, all of us. And so, as Tiny Tim observed,
God bless us, everyone.
God
bless us, everyone. Merry Christmas!